Okay then. Let's see. The flow for this week is going to get very heavily into the hips. Have that in mind. We're going to take us toward 8 angle toward the end of class, or Ashtava Konasana if you know the pose by that name. If you're not familiar with it, don't worry about it. Go through a long demonstration once we get to that point. But on the way, there's going to be a lot of opening through the inner thighs. Definitely a lot into the hamstrings as well. Be ready for that. We're going to do a lot of shapes that will really start to get into some little muscles around the hips. Work things as best you can and see how things go by the time we get to the end of the flow. I have 2 demonstrations before we begin. So once we get to the main part of the flow, you're going to start this in downward facing dog. And to begin, you're going to bring one leg up. We'll take this back and forth a few times. And eventually, you're going to pull the knee into your chest, shoulders or wrists. You hold here for a moment. And then that lifted foot, I want you to set it down about halfway down the mat and pick the other foot up off the floor. Now, the base foot, I want you to keep that forward. Lean forward onto your hands. We're going to take this back and forth, hopping from one foot to the next. And this doesn't have to be anything all that crazy, but put the weight in your hands, keep your shoulders forward, and try to keep your arms vertical. You're leaning forward the whole time. Grip the floor with your fingertips, and then press into your base foot. See if that heel's lifted so you're springy here. And then just press off that foot, come down to the other. And we'll just keep on switching this back and forth. Now, you don't have to take it up too high. You can keep your knees bent. Just press from your hands. Try to land this lightly as we take it back and forth. If you want to take it up a little bit higher, you can lift the legs a little bit more, maybe open the legs a little bit. And again, just back and forth, one foot to the next. And what's in common here is that the arms stay vertical. You keep the shoulders over the wrists. And you can always take this toward full inversion and bring this toward a handstand. But just see it, you can still move back and forth, switching the feet, and land this as lightly as you can. And then eventually we'll just land this on one foot. We'll move into the flow from there. So just have that in mind. Take that from whatever level you're up for today. And if you just want to keep the knees bent and keep your hips low, that's fine. Still press your palms down to the floor and take some weight in your hands to actually control the shift of your weight as you take this back and forth. That's the beginning of the flow. Now at the end, we're going to take this into crow, and I'm going to cue this further into a flying lizard shape, which is an intensely uncomfortable variation of crow, but it does prep you very well for 8 angle because it really engages the inner thigh. So to start with crow, you're going to bring both hands down, press them down about shoulder width, take your fingertips in the floor, lift your heels and bring the knees to your arms as usual. Look forward, lean, take this slow, and as you're leaning, just let your feet get light. Try to lift them together, big toes to touch, heels toward your seat. And if you want to keep your toes down, just lean toward the pose. This is good enough, but take some weight in your hands and just see how far you can go with this. Now, immediately after crow, I'm going to cue this into flying lizard, and the key difference here is you're going to have both hands down, but first you're going to wrap one of your legs around one of your arms. So I'm bringing my left leg around my left arm, left foot between my hands from the front. The right knee comes to my right arm from behind. Now you got to lift the front foot first, and when you lift it, squeeze the arm that's wrapping around. Look forward, lean to lift the back foot. You can always just stay here and keep this engaged. Keep that front leg squeezing, and you can release whenever you like. Now, if you want to take it further, you can extend that back leg all the way back. You got to shift your weight forward. Keep in mind, keep your elbows pulled in. And moving to the Vinyasa from here, you kind of just got to set everything down and take it to the Vinyasa. If you want to play around with this further, and this is hard, you can pull that back knee in, see about unthreading the front leg, maybe bring it into crow, and if you like, you can hop it back to chaturanga from there. It's a good thing to work toward. It's not easy at all by any means, but just see how far you want to go with this today, and just play around with the options. So to get this started, let's go ahead and start this seated. And if you want to take a formal seated posture, feel free, but otherwise just take a casual cross-legged seat. And just to see if we're on the same page to begin, bring your right leg in first and then the left leg in front. And just arrange this so you can actually sit this upright without too much effort. So if your knees are really high and your hips are really tight, just bring your feet forward, let the knees go a little bit wider, and this will help you tip your pelvis forward so you can sit upright. But settle into this. So see, you can hold some tension in your core, keep some tension through the belly around the lower ribs. Bring your hands down to your sides just for a little bit of stability here. Now keep your spine tall. Crown of the head reaches straight up. Bring your chin in just a little bit. Relax the shoulders down. And just close your eyes. So just take a moment to settle in like this. Let your mind quiet down. And then just start to deepen your breathing here when you're ready. So with your inhales, draw in as much as you can. Try to fill up your lungs and hold on to all that breath at the top for just a moment. When you exhale, constrict the back of your throat. So slow your breath down on the way back out. And just work to make your exhales last at least as long as your inhales as you breathe. And just keep breathing like this to begin. And then when you exhale, just open your eyes. And then set your hands down behind you. Lean back, reverse the cross of your legs. Left leg in first, right leg in front. And again, arrange it so you can sit this upright without too much effort. And then start to move with your inhale. Reach your arms up high. Exhale, hands down through heart center. Inhale, reaches up high again. Exhale, hands through center. Inhale, arms up high. Exhale through center again. Inhale, reaches up high. And with the exhale, this time lean to the right side. Right hand to the floor, left arm reaching right. Just gaze up high and stretch this out long here for a moment. With your next inhale, bring it to center, both arms high. With the exhale, lean to your left side. Left hand down, right arm reaching left. Stretch this out long, gaze up high, and just hold the stretch. Now with your next inhale, bring it back to center, arms up high. And then with the exhale, bring the hands down through heart center. Down to the floor behind you, lean back. Now go ahead, bend the elbows in toward each other, pull your chest forward, then step the feet forward as well. Feet about hips width distance. Now keep your feet active, heels on the floor, curl the toes up toward you, keep the feet tense. And then just twist a little bit, fold your knees over to the right and then over to the left. Let your body be loose, but keep your chest pulling forward best you can. And then we'll take this just a little bit further. So the next time you bring the knees into center, keep the feet tense like this, press into your hands, lift your seat up off the floor, stay lifted through the shoulders, and keep your neck nice and long. And then again, fold your knees over to the right, keep the toes curled. Bring the knees through center to the left side. And just take it back and forth like this with your seat lifted. Now stay engaged between the shoulders, keep your neck nice and long, and just let your body move and twist from one side to the next. And then go ahead, bring this back into center, set yourself down. Now once you come down, bring your legs into Baddha Konasana. Soles, feet together, knees out wide. And we're just going to start to move into the hip joint a little bit, and this will be a little unusual. I want you to lower your, lean over to the right hip, lift your left leg, keep the knee bent. Now let's go slow. Pivot from the hip, bring that left shin to parallel with the floor. It's still lifted. Lean as much as you need to. Now bring that left knee as far back as you can. And then set the leg down. Now bring yourself toward upright. Your hands come past the right knee, and you're going to turn to the right side. Now make yourself tall through your spine as much as you can. Try to sink your left sit bone toward the floor. And even as your chest is twisting over to the right, look back over your left shoulder. Now while you hold on to this, kick that right foot into the floor, press your left knee down. And now this will not be easy, but as best you can, try to lift your left foot up off the floor, and that'll probably feel kind of uncomfortable. Set it back down. Work to lift your left foot again, and then set it back down. Press into your left knee, try to lift that left foot one more time. Hold here, keep looking back over that left shoulder. And then go ahead, release that, set the left foot down. Now lift up your hands, lean over to the right again. Lift your left leg, just take it slow. Pivot from the hip, bring the left foot to meet the right, and let's go over to the left side. So lean left, lift your right leg. Pivot from the hip, keep the knee bent. Now keep the leg lifted, shin toward parallel with the floor. Try to bring that knee back as far as you can. And then set it down. Bring yourself toward upright. Your hands come past your left knee. Now get tall through your spine as much as you can. Start to sink that right sit bone down low. Keep your chest opening to the left, but then look back over your right shoulder here. Now ground down into the left foot. Press your right knee to the floor, and as best you can, try to lift that right foot up off the mat. And then set it back down. Again, ground into the right knee. Try to lift that right foot. Probably won't go up too high. Set it back down. One more time. Press the right knee down. Try to lift that right foot up off the floor. And then just release that. Now go ahead, pick up your hands. Lean over to the left to lift the right leg. Come back into center. And then once you're back into center, go ahead, shake your legs out just a little bit here for a moment. And I'm just turning for the camera, but what I want you to do is bring your knees together, wrap your arms around your knees, curl your body up into a ball, and pull everything close. Draw things in as tight as you can. Now, as you pull things in tight, lift your heels up off the floor if they're down. Try to lean back further. Maybe lift your toes up as well. And then take an inhale. And with the exhale, just release that grip. Now, if the feet aren't lifted already, lean back enough to lift your feet. We want to take this into boat. So try to draw the thighs in close to your torso. Keep your core engaged. Try to keep your torso upright best you can. And then bring the shins up toward parallel with the floor. And just hold on to your balance here for a moment. You can hold on to the thighs or have your arms at your sides. Just keep your gaze forward, feel out your balance. And then we're going to move from here. I'm going to take this back and forth to kneeling. So just take the first round slow. Bring the right foot behind your left leg. Now roll forward, right shin down, left foot down, sink down inside your left leg. Go ahead, use your hands. Now go ahead, press into the floor, bring yourself up to kneeling. Once you're up, squeeze your glutes and press the hips forward. And then come down with control, round your spine. Set yourself down as lightly as you can, then bring the legs back together and come into boat. No impact when you come back to the floor. Left foot behind the right leg this time. Now roll forward, left shin down, right foot down, sink down inside your right leg. Go ahead, press down. Bring yourself all the way up to kneeling. Squeeze your glutes and press the hips forward once you're up. And then pull back in, come down with control. Set yourself down lightly, legs together, back to boat. And we'll take it a little bit faster, side to side. Right foot behind your left leg. Now roll forward, lean forward. You can set your hands or just lift. Press your hips forward at the top. Pull back in, round your spine. Come back lightly, bring the legs together. And then it's left foot behind your right leg. Roll forward, lean forward, lift hips forward at the top. Pull back in, round your spine, and find your balance again. Right foot behind your left leg. Roll forward, lean forward, lift, hips go forward at the top. Pull back in and round. Take it down light and come back to boat. Left foot behind the right leg. Roll forward, lean forward, lift, hips forward at the top. Pull back in, round your spine, and find your balance again. Right foot behind your left leg. Roll forward, lean forward, lift, hips forward at the top. Pull back in and round. Take it down light, bring your legs back together. Left foot behind your right leg, roll forward, lean forward, lift, hips forward at the top. Pull back in, round your spine, and bring it back to boat. One more round. Right foot behind your left leg, roll forward, lean forward, lift, hips forward at the top. Pull back in, round your spine, bring the legs together. Left foot behind the right leg, one more time. Roll forward, lean forward, lift, hips forward at the top. Pull back in, round your spine, come down slowly here, come back to boat, find your balance here. Now keep your core engaged again, try to keep your torso upright. If you can take it further, maybe extend the legs higher. And then take an inhale. With the exhale, release, set your feet down, roll forward to a seat, come further to your hands, find all fours. And once you move into all fours, just take a moment here and move around. Stretch your hands, stretch your fingers, let your shoulders and hips move side to side and just feel things out. Loosen up your spine. And just feel out anywhere else that you're loose and where you're tight. And then bring this into center in all fours. We'll take it to the hands and wrists. So I want you to walk your hands in. About 1 or 2 hands lengths in front of the knees, so definitely closer than the usual all fours. Keep the weight on the legs here to start, but flip your hands over. Backs of the hands down, palms facing up, fingertips point in toward your knees, and just bring the hands as close as you need. And you can always take most of the weight on the legs leaning back, or maybe lean forward to the hands for more pressure to make it more intense. Now wherever you take this to, keep the hands flat and your fingers spread wide, straighten your arms, press your spine up toward the ceiling. And just let that stretch move up through the wrists into the forearms. Now from here, this is going to be the base position, but we'll take this back and forth, switching things out. So I want you to flip the right hand over, palm down, fingertips still pointed in toward you. Flip your left hand over as well. And just keep on taking this side to side. Keep moving back and forth. Now as you're moving with this, keep the fingers pointed in like this. And each time you reset your hand, spread the fingers out wide, press your fingertips down, try to straighten your arm at least briefly. And take it at your own pace. You can go fast, you can go slow. And again, you can keep most of the weight on the legs and go light with the pressure on the hands, or you can lean it further forward if you want to take it there. But just feel that stretch and feel how you're rotating your hands, how that adds to the stretch as you're moving back and forth. Keep breathing with this. And then just give it one more round. So I want you to finish this with both palms down on the floor, fingertips pointed in. And then with the palms down, grip the floor with your fingers. And then just go ahead and sink back a little bit toward your heels. Maybe peel the base of your palms up off the floor, but keep that grip and just take that stretch into the forearms. Breathe with this here. You don't have to make it too intense. Take an inhale. And then with the exhale, just come forward, up onto the fingertips. Make your hands into fists, but keep the hands in close still. So 4 fingers into your palms, thumbs outside. Press the fist down like you're holding onto 2 parallel door handles. And we'll take it from one side to the next. So keep the fingers curled in the whole time, but bend into the right wrist, come down to the back of the right hand. You can bend the elbow or straighten the arm to make it more intense. And then come back to the knuckles. And then come down onto the back of the left hand. And just take it back and forth and take it side to side. Now, if you're going to stay up higher, that'll definitely feel more intense. If you sink down lower, it'll be a little bit more, a little less stressful on the wrist, but take it to where you need to. Keep the fingers curled in, let the stretch move through the back of the hand up into the forearm. Now, the next time you come down to the back of the right hand, stay there. Come to the back of the left as well. And then press your hands into each other. Now, if the hands press into each other like this, start to straighten your arms as much as you can. You're probably not going to straighten all the way, but just take it to where you can hold on to that tension. And maybe sway a little bit side to side. Keep your spine lifted here. And then when you're ready, just go ahead and release that. Up onto the fingertips, down to sitting on your heels, and take a moment here. Shake your hands out, loosen up your fingers, and loosen up your wrists. And then once the hands are ready, come back into all fours. Bring your hands forward, and we're just using this to set up a deep squat. So I want you to step your right foot forward outside the right hand. The left foot comes outside the left. Heels in, toes out, both feet flat, the heels stay down. Now, if your hips are tight, you can just bring the elbows to your thighs, maybe bring the hips down to knee level, and this is good enough. If you can take it down deeper, then go ahead and sink all the way down to your depth. And again, keep your feet flat. Just adjust this as you need to. Heels in, toes out. You can always play with the width of the stance, or maybe play the angle a little bit. I'm just ranging myself for the camera from here. Now, we're going to warm up this position a little bit further. So your toes are basically going to stay where they are. We're going to come back and forth to this flat-footed position. But bring your hands down in front of you, fingertips to the floor. And then when you're ready, go ahead and walk the hands forward. Lift your heels and come forward just enough to touch your knees down to the floor. Walk your hands back in, set your heels down, and come back to that deep squat. And we're going to take it back and forth. Stay low. Walk your hands forward, touch your knees down. Walk your hands back in, and again, set your feet flat. And again, walk the hands forward, touch the knees down to the floor. Walk back in and come into that squat. And then again, walk your hands forward, touch the knees down, let it burn a little bit. That's the purpose. Walk the hands back in and set your feet flat. And then a little bit differently here. Walk your hands over to the right, touch your knees down. And then come back into center with the feet flat back to your squat. And then bring it over to the left, touch your knees to the floor. And then back into center again. And then walk the hands over to the right, knees touch down. Bring it back into center here. And then walk your hands over to the left, touch your knees down. And again, bring it back into center. Walk it over to the right one more time, knees to the floor. Back into center here. And then walk it over to the left, knees touch down. Bring it back to that squat, back to center. Now one more time, walk it forward, touch your knees down to the mat. And then walk it back in, settle into that deep squat. And I know it's supposed to burn here, just hold on to it here for a moment. Take an inhale. And with the exhale, fingertips to the floor, hips up high, shake out your legs. And just breathe with this here. Let go of that tension, let go of that burn. And you can always just stay here and breathe and take a little break. If you want another stretch before you move on, that's fine. But since your hips are already high and the hands are down, maybe just settle into your downward facing dog. We're coming to your down dog when you're ready. Now, once you start to settle into that downward facing dog, just take a look at how you set it up. Hands about shoulder width distance apart, flat your palms. Be sure you can feel some weight toward your thumbs so that the palms are actually flat. Sink your chest low to the floor, but then at the same time, press your hips up toward the ceiling. Now, as you press your hips up high, lengthen out your upper body, stretch it long, bring it into a straight line. Go all the way from the wrist creases through to the hips. Hold some tension in your core through the belly around the low ribs. Now, if your legs are tight, if your hamstrings are tight, let that go. Put a little bend in your knees. Hips are still high, still reaching. And you can always stay loose. You can pedal this out and let your hips move side to side. When you're ready here, take an inhale. And then with the exhale, just bend the knees, look forward, and step this to the front of the mat. Let's take a ragdoll fold. Feet about hips width distance apart. Deep bend of the knees. Let your belly touch your thighs. Let your head hang, and let your spine round. Let everything go long and loose here. Let the muscles of your neck relax. Now you can hang your hands to the floor. You can reach to opposite elbows if you like, and maybe shake the side to side to loosen further. And then from wherever you are, just go ahead and release any grip that you have, but keep the bend in the knees to begin. And restack your spine. Slowly roll this up to standing. Bring your head up last. And then just open up your palms at your sides. Now when you're ready here, with an inhale, reach your arms up high. And then with the exhale, just bring your hands down to heart center. Take a moment here to breathe, set intention. Let your mind clear, find your focus. Take a deep inhale. And then with the exhale, just release your hands. With your next inhale, reach your arms up high. And then with the exhale, slowly fold this forward. So hinge at the hips, start with a straight spine, put a little bend in the knees. Keep your core engaged, move smoothly. And then just release this at the bottom. Now with an inhale, lift up halfway, fingertips forward to the shins, lengthen forward to the crown of your head. And then with the exhale, just bring your hands to the mat, step this back to high plank. Find your shape here. Sink the shoulders, palms press to the floor, press the floor away from you, and press your spine up toward the ceiling. Spread your shoulder blades apart. Hold your body in line, shoulders through hips through heels. Keep your core braced. Then take an inhale. And then with the exhale, slowly bring your shoulders forward as the elbows bend. Now keep your body in line, elbows pulled into your sides. Lower with control all the way down into your belly. Once you're down, flatten the feet out behind you, hands under the shoulders, elbows into your sides. And we're going to take this up and down through low cobra. So with an inhale, just peel up your head, neck, and chest. Exhale, roll this back down. Inhale, peel this up again. Exhale, roll back down. Inhale, peel up one more time. Now just stay lifted here. Keep the lift in your upper body, press into your feet, take some or all the weight out of your hands. Keep the elbows toward your side, draw the shoulders back, keep your gaze forward, and work to lift this up a little bit higher. Take an inhale. Exhale, roll it back down. Now hands under the shoulders, elbows into your sides, press the palms to the floor. We're going to take it to upward facing dog. So with an inhale, straighten your arms. Now pull your chest forward, lift your hips high. Stay on the tops of your feet. And keep your legs active, work to lift the knees up from the mat. Take it further, kick your feet down, squeeze your glutes, pull your hips forward to help deepen and lengthen the arc all through the front. Now as you're lifting with your arms, lift with your shoulders as well. Make your neck long and keep your chest pulling forward. Take an inhale. With the exhale, pull your belly and bring your hips up high, back to down dog. Paddle out for just a moment. Now from your downward facing dog, inhale the right leg high behind you. And then with your right leg lifted, move into a scorpion dog. So bend the right knee, hang the right foot left, let your hips open up and keep the shoulders square to the front. Just breathe here and feel the twist. With your next inhale, straighten the right leg, three-legged dog. Exhale, bring it forward, knee to chest, shoulders over wrists. Inhale the right leg up high. Exhale, bring it forward, knee to right elbow. Inhale the right leg high. And then exhale forward, knee to right elbow. Now stay here, stay lifted around your spine. Take an inhale. And with the exhale, just set the right foot down halfway down the mat and bring the left foot up off the floor. Now press into your palms, keep your arms straight, shoulders over wrists, grip your mat. And we're going to switch this back and forth. And you can keep it lower, take it up high. When you're ready, press into your left foot, land this on the right, come down light. Press into the left foot, and then come down on the right. Press into the right foot, come down on the left again. Press into your left foot, land this on the right. Now press into your right foot, land on the left one more time. And then set the right foot down between your hands. That's your base foot. Bend the right knee, pull the left knee to your chest and around your spine. Now look toward the back of the mat. Reach the crown of the head toward the floor. Point the left big toe toward the ceiling. And we're going to go back and forth from here, from being curled to getting that left leg up as high as you can. So with an inhale, reach that left leg straight up. Exhale, curl this in. Inhale the left leg high. Exhale, curl back in. Inhale the left leg high. Exhale, curl in again. Inhale the left leg high. Exhale, curl in one more time. Now stay low. Left hand stays on the floor. Lean onto your left hand. With your right hand, reach back and find the left foot. Now once you find that grip, kick into the right hand and pull. Now you're trying to point the left knee toward the ceiling, crown of the head toward the floor. You're still looking toward the back of the mat. And just take this as far as you can. You're trying to make your body as vertical as possible. Go ahead, keep your belly touching the right thigh. Take an inhale. Now with the exhale, just release this. Both hands down, left foot steps down behind you, low lunge. Take it down lower, left knee down, left foot flat behind. Anjaneyasana. Now sink the hips down, press them forward, press the torso into your right thigh and look forward. Now we're going to open and close this. I want you to reach your arms straight back, and then we'll take this back and forth. So with an inhale, open up, reach your arms up high. Exhale, bring it back down. Inhale, open up again. Exhale, come back down. Inhale, open up and stay lifted this time. Now keep the arms reaching up and back, gaze up high, sink your hips down and toward the front of the mat. Keep breathing here and feel all that length through the front of the left side. Take an inhale. Now the exhale slowly, right hand to the right knee, Left hand comes to the floor inside the right leg. Now press into that right leg and look over your right shoulder. So you open your chest to the right side, taking this to a twist. Pull the right thigh in toward your chest as you're doing this. Now keep that left hip sinking down low. Kick down into that left foot. You can even lift the left knee up off the floor. Keep that tension through the front of the left side. And this is good enough right here. Now if you're able to take it further without backing up your hips, you can bend the left knee. And if you can bring the foot in close enough, keep your twist, reach back with your right hand. Now if you can take hold of the left foot, pull the heel toward your seat, that left hip is still sinking down and forward. Keep the front of the left side long and keep looking toward the back of the mat, however far you take this. Now take an inhale. With the exhale, just release both hands down around the right foot, tuck the toes of the left foot, and lift your left knee back to a low lunge. Now from here to a pyramid stance, so put the weight to the right foot. Left foot forward, one pace behind the right, and then bring your hands to your hips. With an inhale, bring yourself all the way upright. So it's a short stance, about 3 feet front to back, hips width distance side to side. Left foot points to side about 45 degrees or so, but keep the leg straight, keep the right hip pulled back and the left hip pulled forward. And then reach your arms up high. Now we're going to go back and forth here from vertical to a halfway fold. Just take it slow. Take an inhale. Now with the exhale, slowly hinge from the hips, reach your arms back, keep your chest open, keep your gaze forward, just halfway down. Inhale, bring this all the way upright. Exhale, hinge this forward again and reach back. You can always bend your right knee. Inhale, bring this all the way up. Exhale, hinge it forward, reach behind. One more time. Inhale, bring it all the way up. Exhale, hinge forward, reach behind. Now hold here. Now keep your spine extending forward. Keep the shoulders pulled back. Right hip back, left hip forward. You can always bend that right knee if the hamstring's tight. We're going to take a twist. Right hand to the right hip. Left arm comes outside the right leg. Now press that left arm into the right leg and open up the twist to the right side. Pull the right shoulder back, bring your gaze up toward the ceiling. Now keep the crown of the head reaching forward. You can bend that right knee if this is too much on the hamstring, keep in mind. And if you want to take it further, maybe reach that right arm straight up. Now everybody take an inhale. With the exhale, slowly bring this upright. Hands to your hips, square this forward. And then bend to the right knee, lean your weight to the right leg, lift your left heel. When you're ready, just press into that right foot and lift the left foot up off the floor. Now keep your lifted body in one long line. You can always hold a bend to the right knee. Maybe straighten the leg. And if you want to take it further, keep your lifted body in line and maybe hinge down toward a warrior three. You don't have to take this too deep, keep in mind. Now when you're ready from here, just slowly bring yourself upright with your left knee lifted. And then see that your balance is stable. Now ground into the right big toe, keep your gaze forward, keep your shoulders pulled back. We're going to take a baby dancer grip. So I want you to line the left knee up with the right, reach back with both hands. And take hold of your left foot. Now once you have that grip, be sure you're still balanced. Kick in your hands, let this draw the shoulders back. You can stay right here, this is enough. Keep your chest open. If you're going to take this further, we're just going to move from here to dipping a little bit into the base knee. So keep your gaze forward, keep your shoulders pulled back, and then bend the right knee, just sink down a little bit, keep your chest open. Press back up to a straight right leg. Again, bend the right knee and sink this down. Keep your gaze forward. And then press back up and straighten the right leg. One more time, bend the right knee, maybe sink down deeper. This is good enough. Try to hold here. If you can take it further, keep the bend. Kick into your hands. Maybe start to hinge from the right hip and lean forward, but keep your shoulders pulled back. You're still looking forward. You don't have to take this too far. No, it's hard. Take an inhale. With the exhale, release from wherever you are. Both hands down, both feet down, forward fold. When you're ready, take an inhale, lift this up halfway. And then with the exhale, set the hands. We're going to take it to crow. Palms down, grip the floor with your fingers, lift your heels. Bring the knees to touch your arms. Now belly pulled in, hips high, look forward, lean forward, go slow. You can just tip toward the edge of balancing or keep leaning and lift your feet together. Big toes to touch, heels to your seat, take that to where you can. Now if you want flying lizard, then set this up with the right leg wrapped around the right arm. Right foot between your hands from the front. The left knee touches your left arm from behind. Now look forward, lift the right foot first and squeeze the right arm. Lean forward and lift your left foot just like crow. This is good enough here. Keep that right leg squeezing. If you want to go further, maybe extend that left leg back. Keep the elbows pulled in and just take this to where you can. And then when you're ready, go ahead, take it through your Vinyasa. Warm and down dog. Now once you find your down dog, give yourself a moment here. Paddle out, let your hips move side to side.
And then we'll take all that on the other side. So with your next inhale, raise your left leg high. Now with your left leg lifted, move into a scorpion dog. Bend your left knee, hang the left foot right, let your hips open up, feel the twist, keep your shoulders square. With the next inhale, straighten that left leg through like a dog. Exhale, bring it forward, knee to chest, shoulders over wrists. Inhale your left leg high. Exhale, forward, knee to left elbow. Inhale your left leg high. And then exhale, knee to left elbow. Now stay forward like this, stay lifted around your spine. Take an inhale. And with the exhale, set the left foot down halfway down the mat and lift the right foot up from the floor. Now keep your arms vertical. Press into your palms, shoulders over wrists, grip the mat. And keep the shoulders here. You're going to keep pressing down. Now the knees can be bent or you can straighten your legs, but let's take it back and forth. So press into your left foot, come down on the right. And then press into your right foot and land this on the left. Press into your left foot, land this on the right again. Arms straight, press back into the right foot, come down on the left. One more time, press into your left foot, land this on the right. And then step your left foot down between your hands, that's your base foot. Bend your left knee, pull the right knee to your chest around your spine. Now look toward the back of the mat, reach the crown of the head straight down, point the right big toe toward the ceiling, and keep your belly touching your left thigh. We're going to take it back and forth from here to vertical. So with an inhale, extend that right leg straight up. Exhale, curl in. Inhale the right leg high. Exhale, curl in. Inhale the right leg high. Exhale, curl in again. Inhale the right leg high. Exhale, curl in one more time. Now stay low like this and lean onto your right hand. That hand's going to stay down. With your left hand, reach back and find the right foot. Now once you've got that grip, kick into your hand and pull down. So you're trying to point the right knee toward the ceiling, the crown of the head toward the floor. Go ahead, keep the left knee bent and keep your torso pressing into your left thigh. Get as close to vertical as you can. This is not supposed to be easy. Take an inhale. With the exhale, release both hands down. Right foot steps down behind you, low lunge. Now take it down lower, right knee down. Right foot flat behind, sink your hips down, press them forward. And keep your torso pressed forward into your left thigh. Look forward, reach your arms straight back. And we're going to open and close this from here. With an inhale, go ahead, reach up high, open up. Exhale, come back down. Inhale the arms up high. Exhale, come back down. Inhale, open up one more time. Now stay lifted like this. Keep the hips sinking down and forward, arms reaching up and back. Keep looking toward the ceiling. And keep lengthening out that right side. Keep the right hip pulling forward. Keep breathing with this. Now take an inhale. And with the exhale, slowly, hips stay where they are. Left hand to your left knee, right hand to the floor inside your left leg. Now as that right hand comes down, look back over the left shoulder, press into your left leg. And then keep that right hip pulling forward and pulling down at the same time. Maybe kick into the right foot and hover the right knee. And this is good enough. You can engage a twist, keep that length on the right side. Now, if you can take it further without backing up your hips, go ahead, bend the right knee, lift the right foot. If you can bring it in close enough, take hold of it with your left hand. Pull the heel toward your seat. You're still looking back. Keep breathing here. Keep that left thigh squeezing in toward your chest. Take an inhale. And with the exhale, just release this. Both hands down around your left foot. Tuck the toes to the right. Lift the right knee. Come into low lunge. Now from here, when you're ready, go ahead, step the right foot forward, one pace behind the left. Hands to your hips. With an inhale, bring your torso all the way upright. We'll take that pyramid stance here. So feet about hips width distance apart, side to side, and about 3 feet front to back. It's a shorter stance. Right foot points to the side 45 degrees or so. Be sure you can pull the right hip forward and the left hip pulled back and keep the hips squared. Now keep your legs as straight as you can. Reach your arms up high. And again, we're going to fold this toward halfway down. You can always bend that left knee if your hamstrings are tight. But take it slow here. Take an inhale. Now with the exhale, hinge from the hips. Reach your arms back. Look forward. Keep your chest open. Inhale, bring this all the way up. Exhale, bring it forward and hinge halfway down. Inhale, all the way up again. Exhale, hinge forward toward halfway, shoulders pulled back. Inhale, bring it up high one more time. Exhale, hinge forward and stay forward this time. Now reach your arms back, pull your shoulders back. Keep your spine long, no lower than parallel with the floor. You can always bend that left knee. Left hip back, right hip forward. Now take the twist. Left hand to your left hip. Right arm outside your left leg. Now use that right arm, brace it, press it into your left leg to move into the twist. Pull the left shoulder back, gaze up high. Again, you can always bend that left knee if you need to. If you can take it further, start to reach that left arm straight up. And keep breathing here. Take an inhale. Now with the exhale, slowly bring it back to center, hands to your hips. When you're ready, go ahead and lean into that left foot, bend into the left knee, lift your right heel, and then straighten your left leg to lift the right. Keep your balance, keep your hips squared, keep your lifted body in line. If you can go deeper, you can hinge from that left hip and bring it toward a warrior three, maybe toward parallel. When you're ready, with an inhale, slowly come upright. Right knee lifted, hands still on your hips, grounded under that left big toe. Be sure you're still balanced. And then once you're ready, line the right knee up with the left foot, take that baby dancer grip. So reach back with both hands and find the right foot this time. Now once you have that grip, kick into your hands, let this draw your shoulders back, bring the knees in line. And again, we'll take this from up to down. Keep your chest open, keep the shoulders pulled back, keep the tension. So bending your left knee, just sink down, keep your gaze forward. And then straighten the left leg, come back up. Again, bend your left knee, sink down, keep your chest open. And then come back up to a straight left leg. One more time, bend your left knee. Now try to sink this a little bit lower and stay low. If you can take it further, keep kicking your hands. Maybe hinge from the left hip, but keep your gaze forward if your torso comes forward at all. Let's start to lift that right knee. Everybody take an inhale. With the exhale, release. Both hands down, both feet down, forward fold. From that fold, when you're ready, take an inhale, lift up halfway. And then with the exhale, set the hands, let's take it to crow. Palms down, grip the floor, lift your heels. Bring the knees to touch your arms. Belly pulled in, look forward, lean forward, go slow. And then maybe lean forward, lift your feet. Now, if you want to take this into that flying lizard, go ahead, wrap the left leg around your left arm, left foot between the hands from the front, right knee touches your right arm from behind. Now look forward, lift the left foot first and squeeze your left arm. Lean forward and lift your right foot. Keep the left leg squeezing. Maybe extend that right leg back, but just take it away like. And then again, take it through your vinyasa. When you're ready, we'll meet in down dog. And once you find your down dog, give yourself a moment, paddle things out. Now from your down dog, take an inhale. And with the exhale, just bend the knees, bring them all the way down to the floor. And once you're down, bring your legs out from underneath you, come to a seat. And we're going to take a couple positions that are going to lead us right into 8 angle here. So just work things as best you can. At the very least, you'll get more opening on the inner thighs and the hamstring. So you can stop at any point, keep in mind. But go ahead, extend your left leg, keep the right knee bent, and bring the right arm around the right knee. We're going to cradle the leg here. Bring your left hand to the outside edge of the right foot. Now, curl the toes of the right foot. Keep them curled. Keep the foot tense. Bring the shin toward parallel with the floor. Try to sit this upright as best you can. Stay tall. And just move side to side. Now, as you're moving like this, you want to be careful you don't feel any twinge in the right knee. So keep that right foot nice and tense. If you feel a twinge, back off a little bit. But try to get that shin in close. And if you can bring it in close enough, maybe wrap that left arm around the right foot. And this is plenty here. This is an upright seated pigeon. And if this is enough for you, you can just stay with this. Now, if you want to take this in toward compass, we're going to move in stages, so take it slow. Now, for that, just bring the left hand to the outside edge of the right foot. Right arm comes inside the right leg. Use both hands to work that leg up your arm. And what you're trying to do here is get the knee behind the shoulder or get as close as you can to that. Now, once that knee's not going up any higher, press the right arm into the right leg. Right hand to your side, lean into your right arm. And this may already be enough of a hip stretch. You can stay like this. If you're going to go further, go slow. Start to extend the right leg. And the more you extend, the more you're going to bring your gaze open to the left side. Just take this to where you can. And just breathe with this. Now, it's a lot of leverage, so nobody gets to rip their hamstrings, all right? So don't crank too hard on this pose. Take an inhale. Now, with the exhale, slowly, if you extended that leg at all, put the bend back into the knee. And if it's slid down, work it back up and try to get that knee close to the shoulder again. Now this time we take it to the arm mount. So the left leg's still extended. Right arm presses into your right leg. Lean forward onto the right hand to brace that hooked leg. And then the left hand comes down outside your left thigh. Now stay folded like this, your chest facing the floor to start. Pressing your hands, lift your butt up off the mat. And then you can move this right into elephant trunk. So that's right foot under that extended left leg and just lift it up off the floor. You can hold here, this is good enough. Now, if you want to take a 2-8 angle from this, it's a few more steps. So for that, you bring the ankles together. Use your inner thighs. Squeeze both legs around the right upper arm, squeeze them tight. And then shoulders go forward, elbows bend back as the legs go to the right side. All of that without dropping everything down. That's kind of the trick of the pose. And it's not that easy. Just work things as close as you can. So when you're ready, go ahead and bring yourself down. Let's take that on the other side. Left knee bent, right leg extended this time. Now, left arm around your left knee. Right hand to the outside edge of your left foot. And here again, bring the shin up toward parallel with the floor, engage the foot, curl the toes, and keep the toes curled like this. Just move side to side, sit this upright. Now, as you're sitting like this, if you can take it further, draw that shin in close. Be sure you don't feel any twinge on that left knee. And if you want to take it further, you can always wrap that right arm around your left foot. Again, sit this up tall, and this is good enough by itself. Again, it's an upright seated pigeon, basically. Now, if you want to take it toward compass, go slow. That's going to be right hand at the outside of the left foot. Left arm inside your left leg. Work that leg up your upper arm. And you're trying to get the knee behind the shoulder. And again, just get as close as you can. So once it's not going any higher, press the left arm into the left leg. Left hand to the side. Lean into your left arm. This is good enough here. If you're going to go further, take it slow. You can extend that leg and open your chest to the right. And just take this to where you can breathe into the stretch. Now slowly, if you extended that leg at all, put the bend back to the knee and try to keep the knee up high as the leg folds over your arm again. Work it back up if it slid down. And then when you're ready, press the left arm into the left leg, lean forward to the left hand to brace this. Stay leaning, keep your chest facing down at least a little bit. Right hand comes down outside the right thigh. Now press in your hands, lift your seat up off the floor. See about hooking that left foot under your right leg. And again, this is elephant trunk, you can balance like this. If you're gonna take an angle, go slow. Hook the ankles, squeeze the inner thighs around the left upper arm this time. And then again, shoulders forward, elbows bend back, the legs go left. And again, you gotta keep all that up off the floor. And then go ahead and bring it down when you're ready. You can always play with that further, but if you're ready to move on, bring yourself all the way down onto your back. Now, once you're down, draw your knees into your chest and just squeeze everything in. And then we'll take a supine twist variation. So I want you to bring your left foot to the floor and cross the right leg tightly over the left. And when you squeeze the legs together tight, this is basically an eagle bind with the legs. Arms out at your sides. Now when you're ready from here, tuck the left hip underneath and bring the knees down to your left side. Keep the legs squeezing. Use the left leg to draw the right leg down. And look over to the right. Now find the stretch in the outer right hip toward your low back. If you need more, you can always use that left hand to press the legs down a little bit further, but just take it to where you need to. And just breathe into the twist. Take an inhale. Now with the exhale, just bring this back into center. And once the knees come to center, switch out the cross. Bring the right foot to the floor, cross the left leg tightly over the right. And as the legs are squeezing, tuck the right hip underneath, bring the knees down to the right side. Keep both shoulders down and look left this time. Now keep the legs squeezing. Use that right leg to weight the left leg down. Find the stretch in the outer left hip toward your low back on this side. If you need more, you can always use that right hand to press down a little bit. But just breathe with this. Take a deep inhale. And then with the exhale, just bring your knees back up to center. Uncross your legs, bring your knees into your chest side by side. Squeeze down. And then take it to happy baby when you're ready. Reach between the knees, take hold of the outside edges of your feet. Stack your ankles above your knees. And pull down on both sides. And try to draw the knees to the floor outside your ribs. Press your feet back up into your hands at the same time. And just keep the tension working both up and down. Flatten out your spine, sink your tailbone down toward the floor. And you can rock this side to side if you like. If you want to take it even further, you can extend your legs out against your grip. And then finally, from wherever you are, take a deep inhale here, draw down as much as you can. And with your exhale, just release. Extend your legs out fully. Lay your arms at your sides. Open up your palms toward the ceiling. And just let your eyes close here. Let your body settle down into the mat for a moment. And then when you're ready, just start to move again here, bit by bit, fingers and toes, arms and legs. And extend this out. Take a deep inhale, reach your arms out long past your head, and just let your body stretch out for a breath or so. And then go ahead, pull back in. Bring the elbows toward your chest, draw your knees up as well. And just take your time. Find your way up to a comfortable seat. Just ground yourself into the mat here, stack your spine. Bring your hands up to heart center. Take a deep inhale, hold on to it at the top. And just let everything go. Now, thank you for doing class. Namaste.